Emmanuel, God is with us. Emmanuel, God is with us. I picked up some barley seed from Siskiyou Seeds. They had the Burbank barley that is hulless. This is an easier form of barley for home gardeners. When it's hulless, you don't have to process it as much if you want to use the wheat product. In this case, it's going to be barley, which you can substitute for wheat. I don't know if that has gluten or not, but and of course, one of the big uses for barley in America is to make beer. So there it is. I am using this barley as a nurse crop. I have been informed that barley is a great nurse crop for carrots. Carrots take forever to germinate. By the time they get their germ up, the barley is pretty much finished. Takes the carrots a month to come up. Takes onions forever to come up. So you can put barley in the place where you are going to grow your onions and carrots. The seeds can be in, or the seedlings can be in, because onions you have to grow when you're growing them from seed for so long before they even become small onions. During that time, you can grow grain in that spot, because eventually, like a year later, the onions will be big. But during that year's time, you can grow what's called a nurse crop. And that's what I'm going to do with this barley that I got from Siskiyou Seeds. So stay tuned for me to show you how I'm doing my first barley planting. So here is my onion bed. And as you can see, it's going to be a while. So this is where I'm going to start with my nurse cropping. And I'm going to go all the way over there too. I had oats there in the winter time and also in the early spring, but the oats are drying out. They'll be going on to glory pretty soon. You can start to see some dried oats waving in the wind. They look very artistic. I love oats. I love the blue-green color of the grasses. And I've got onions going to flower, so it's a nice world there. So let's just go on over this and get started. I decided I could use two handy dandy tools. This is a tool that's used to push back your cuticle. As you can see, with the pandemic, I haven't been taking care of my nails. Where am I going? Who's gonna see it? The grocery, and I got on gloves everywhere I go, so I forget about it. And I'm repurposing a plastic fork I got with a salad. Okay, so here we go. This is what the seed looks like. It's just gorgeous. Yeah, that's home grain. Burbank, California. That's very close to Los Angeles, California, and it is in Los Angeles County. So he was doing his work very, very close to me, I presume. And I find that the seeds that he worked with do good in my garden. Yeah. We're in kind of tight quarters here because I'm in my little pathway and I have food in this garden. But right here, I got to make sure that I don't put it in the pathway. So I'm going to put a couple of rows here. Yeah. Can you see my hand? Yeah, here. I'm going to put a couple of rows here, and then I'm going to continue putting rows until I fill up this bed. So I am just pushing back my mulch. And I see I got a few grass seedlings in there, which is a good sign. When you plant a nurse crop into a bed that's already active, you got to use a little bit more care than you normally would. So that's why I'm using those fine tools. So I got my little teeny tiny dibber here, and I'm going to stick that in the ground like so to create my hole, and that's going to be my starting point. So I'm just going to shove this seed into the soil pretty deep, because as you see, it's not much to it. And then I'm going to go 3 inches away and do the same thing again. And then from my stick there, I'm going to go 3 inches away, shove the seed as deep into the soil as I can. And right next to my celery, I am going to do the same thing. Yeah, buddy. When you're planting into an established bed like this, you got to make sure that you get those seeds so deep into the ground that the animals, which you can hear cheering me on for planting more grain, they don't even know what grain it is, but they know they want it. Okay? Got to get that deep into the soil. I'm not broadcasting this because this is nurse crop planting. So there's plenty of things in this soil, and I want to nurse those things along by getting a crop prior to that crop. Now, you could do this with radishes. Radishes are a great crop to do that with. They are quick, and by the time you go to harvest your other crop, the radishes are done. So that's a crop you can do that with. I want grain, so that's why I'm choosing grain. And my seeds are kind of getting intermingled with the dirt. So that might be another benefit of I'm just doing this first row where you can see what I'm doing, because I did my last video and I did it off from a distance, and I kind of talked you through it. This is right next to my celery, which should be flowering soon. And the thing of it is you get your seeds. When you're nurse cropping, you want to get your seeds deep into the soil. You know, and I mean, if they don't all come up for you, you can go back and plant them again. We have ants. California ants are plentiful, but they're not really a big problem. Their bite, you get a little sting from it, but it's not a big deal. Okay, so I want to make sure I have all of this little starter set done. And you know, if you have a little extra grass in the ground, it's not a big deal. What I mean by grass of the barley seeds, I'm planting them 3 inches apart. But if they happen to be like 2 inches apart, or if there's 2 in an area, it's not a big deal. It's okay. I got my first row done, and I'm going to plant back the dirt that I removed, because dirt is precious. Yeah, this is what is holding on to my soil. I pulled up some grass seed that were in there. I'm going to put that back. And then I'm going to put my mulch back over my area. But I'm going to leave a little bit of a spot. Jesus loves you, and I love you with all the Jesus in me. Be blessed, beautiful.